Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis is ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live, somebody. Let's go.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good evening and good morning. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. Hope this show finds you in good spirits, because another day above the dirt is always a blessing. Let's not forget that. Okay, especially during these dark times like this. Hate to be here with you guys talking about this crazy stuff, this unfortunate stuff, but we got to get straight into this conversation. All right, there's a lot going on out here in Pennsylvania. And of course, my thoughts and prayers go out to all the victims, all the people that are out there right now. This is still an ongoing situation. There is some new updates that just happened as I was about to go live with you guys. So we will be talking about those things as well. Okay, but please do me a favor before we get in everything. Sorry, I'm fighting a little bit of a tiny cold here. But please do me a favor, hit that like button down below, please and thank you. Crush it, do what it do. Hit that reaction button if you're watching on those other platforms. If you are watching on those other platforms like Facebook, X/Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Rumble, please make sure you hit that follow me on those platforms. Make sure you are subscribed here on my main channel, please and thank you, right here on YouTube. But go over to my secondary channel, which there's going to be a slew of new stuff coming to you guys today over on the secondary channel, The Pascal Show Clips. Go check it out, especially if you've been keeping an eye on the Blake Lively stuff. There's some other things that are going to be popping off over there as well, because there's some crazy stuff that's going on right now, which we are going to be talking about over there. So make sure you subscribe to both channels so you get best of both worlds. Make sure that notification bell on both of them are turned on and set to all, okay? So when you know whenever I go live, whenever I upload, because a lot of it is random for sure, okay? Hit that join button down below. Become a member. Check out my Patreon. Check out my locals. And, of course, check out PascalMerch.com, okay? We got some really great stuff over there. Check out PascalMerch.com, okay? Happy Saturday. I'm sorry, guys. Happy Saturday to every single last one of y'all. Hopefully everybody's doing well out there and for the most part, enjoying hopefully you're enjoying your weekend, all right? And fellas, if you are still working on your honey-do list, all right, good luck. Good luck, man. Okay. Let's be real. The list just keeps going and going. Okay. But hopefully you guys are all doing well and knocking out what you need to knock out. But we have got to talk about this situation. There is a mass tragedy that is happening right now. And of course, let me just say this too. There's a lot of information that's been floating out here, and some things are still trying to get confirmed. Some things are still, kind of floating around. Okay, so like I said, I want to make sure that we get everything figured out, and it's wait, hold on, sorry guys, get this down. All right, but of course, you know how it is. The news cycle gets out, information gets out here, and then we only find out that it's all not true, fake news, and all that stuff, right? So of course, we have to roll with the punches as best as we can, and of course get as much information the best way we can as quickly as possible, right? So there is an active monster allegedly, or now this active monster has been neutralized. So just so you know, this is breaking news right now, or like in the last few minutes, okay? The monster, this active monster, this active assailant now is not active anymore. All right. This particular person has been, this particular assailant, has been neutralized. So let's get into this article here. Of course, there's a lot of information that's flying out the gate, so we're going to be doing as much catch up as we can. All right. But an active monster, we got to use these code words, unfortunately, guys. Okay. This situation locked down the UPMC Memorial Hospital in York County in Pennsylvania, guys, according to officials from West Manchester Township. Let me blow this up for you guys. Whoops. Let me blow this up so you guys can see this print. I know some of y'all looking at this on an iPhone 4. All right. Details are limited at this time, but officials from West Manchester Township have confirmed that there was indeed an active assailant on site. Okay, Ted Check, all right, with York County Emergency Management says the threat has been neutralized. So now the threat has indeed been neutralized. All right. And according to Associated Press, hospital officials said this particular monster is gone. So they released a statement on social media. UMPC or UPMC, I'm sorry, released a statement on social media saying the hospital is now, quote unquote, now secure and that law enforcement is managing the situation. Okay. They say if you are an employee of UPMC Memorial and are not scheduled to work today, please stay home. A hotline has been established. You could call these particular numbers for families and patients seeking for more information. I'll give you one of these numbers, 717-849-5338. Again, 717-849-5338. Families of patients arriving on site should report to the parking lot of the OSS building across the street from the hospital. Moving on, ABC is working to confirm details. Of course, ABC 27 is the article we're reading here. They're working on confirming details regarding those involved because there's a lot of rumors, a lot of reports saying that multiple police officers have been hit by this assailant, that there was a whole taking situation, people hostage situation where people were held against their will. Multiple nurses apparently were held against their will as well. This is what they're saying. But of course, we're trying to get as much information and as much confirmation on those things as much as possible, right? UPMC Memorial, which opened in, well, we don't need it. It's a 104-page hospital, 104-bed hospital, okay, with all private patient rooms. The 5-story facility provides medical care, medical care, cardiology, and vascular services, chronic disease management, surgical services, and treatment for patients in need of long-term acute care per UPMC. Okay, and they are headquartered in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and has more than 40 hospitals, 800 doctors across Pennsylvania, New York, and Maryland, all right, according to UPMC, all right? And of course, residents in the area should avoid the hospital right now as we speak. Now, of course, there's still a lot of other things that we're still trying to find out, still trying to get some more information, but there is some reports that are coming out. You know, like I said, we got to take some of these with a grain of salt. But one second, guys, just trying to grab a few tangs real quick. Because, of course, there is, of course, lots of reports of there being an active monster out there. But let's take some video here real quick so you guys can see this too. I mean, I'm sure there's another video. Yep, there it is. Let's show you guys this. As you can see, huge presence, okay? Huge police presence in this area, okay? And yeah, I mean, this is crazy that this is happening in a hospital, right? Pretty crazy stuff. Let me roll that. Excuse me. Let me roll that one more time for you guys. one more time. So as you can see, obviously massive police presence in this particular area. Of course, they're trying to figure out what the hell is going on. All right. And why this went down the way it went down. Unfortunately, this is a very crazy and scary situation. Now, of course, there has been some more information. Let's show you this as well. Grief turns deadly. 3 hit, suspect unalived at York Hospital. So a deadly situation, okay, struck UPMC Memorial Hospital in West Manchester Township, York County at 10:44 a.m. today, injuring 3 and ending the life of a suspect. All right, of the suspect. All right. Apparently, now we got to take this with a grain of salt because I don't know if this is 100%. So just understand. Anything's possible with these reports. Remember when we did the reports of the plane collision in DC, they were sitting there going, "Oh, they found survivors" and all that stuff, right? You know, information runs fast out here, and sometimes that information can be incorrect. So what they're saying here, at least in this post, is that this particular assailant, his name is John David Ramsey. Okay, this is what they're saying. John David Ramsey, 38, opened fire, reportedly upset over a family member's hospice passing, wounding a nurse. Her name is allegedly Emily Carter. She's 32. A security guard, Michael Torres, and a patient by the name of Laura Simmons. Police responded swiftly, taking the life of Ramsey in a full-on firefight. Now, I'm going to repeat that again so that you guys all know, but like I said, take this with a grain of salt. This could be absolutely 110% accurate, or it could be fabrication. Like I said, we got to take it with a grain of salt, okay? So, again, we already know that there was a situation, okay? A tragedy, a mass tragedy happening inside a hospital, for crying out loud, y'all. That's insane, okay? But let's just continue. We already know this happening at UPMC Memorial Hospital in West Manchester Township, York County, Pennsylvania. This happened at around 10:44 a.m. this morning. This particular monster injured 3 people, but then also through a firefight with police, he lost his life. They have identified, allegedly this man has been identified. The assailant has been identified as John David Ramsey. He opened fire, reportedly upset over a family member's hospice passing. So a family member was on hospice, they passed, and this monster got in his feelings, pulled out his weapon, and started blasting. Why? I do not know. It does not make any sense to me, guys. Does it make any sense to you? Somebody you love passes away, which is still heart-wrenching. It's still a terrible experience. All right. And instead of crying or I don't know, doing anything than what he just did, he pulls out his weapon and just starts pulling the trigger. Make that make sense. That's insane. If this report is true, reminding you guys, this report could all just be from hearsay, could all just be rumor. We got to remember that. But what they're saying here is that this was a person in their fee-fees over the passing of a loved one that was on hospice. Let's not forget that too. And I know somebody said, Luigi Mangione. No, this is nothing Luigi about this, unless that he felt that how this family member was treated as they started to make their exit, as they started to pass on, that could be possible, but I don't know if it has anything to do with that. This person could just be mad that their grandma, their ma, their family member passed on, and they just wanted to hurt a lot of people. So of course they hurt a lot of people, injuring a nurse, injuring a security guard, and a patient. And of course, police showed up and then, of course, took his life, took Ramsey's life in a firefight. Moving on, though, York County 911 confirmed the quote unquote active threat was neutralized. Carter is critical. So the nurse is in critical condition. Torres and Simmons have moderate injuries, but let's be real. If you get hit with a pew-pew, okay, if you get hit with a bullet, it's still terrible. All right. And the hospital's locked down, and UPMC said, we're operating with police. Safety is our priority. Of course, the community is shaken as the information or as the investigation continues. But let's take a look at this. This is people, looks like footage of people running out of the space. Yep. People booking it. Huge police presence. And shout out to the police for showing up on, in the nick of time. Real talk. Okay. But of course, there's a lot of things that are being shut down, closed off at the time of this whole situation that went down. Now, like I said before, there was a lot of reports of, people being taken. All right. Hold on. Yeah. See, even so, that this is even saying, breaking. Let me show this. Breaking. What we know about this whole situation. He took 5 nurses hostage in the ICU on the 2nd floor, and a number of nurses and doctors have been hit. See what I'm saying? But so, like I said, we're hearing a multitude of conflicting stories. Then they say at least 2 police officers have been hit as well. Now they're saying that, and of course they say the assailant has been neutralized. Okay, they say the K word, unalived. All right, but again, like I said, we're still kind of getting a mixture, a cornucopia of different pieces of information here. Okay, so again, we're going to look up and see if there's anything more out here that can give us more insight of what the hell's going on. Let's see, ABC. Let's see what they say here. Just seeing if there's any reporting on this anywhere on, videos, any reporting on on the street, you know what I mean, at the scene of the crime, etc. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let's see what this is all about. Let's go.
Thank you for being here. The person was neutralized. Was the person neutralized by law enforcement? I didn't say person. I said the threat.
I'm going to roll this back a little bit. Okay, guys?
Was an active threat, and the threat has now been neutralized.
Yeah, threat has now been neutralized. He's like, yo, there was an active threat. Now that active threat is gone. Okay? And so we understand, that's what we're about to find out. Somebody was just asking, Jane, thank you so much for asking this, but was anyone injured? That is a damn good question. We're about to find out what the real story is, right? Because, of course, X can be out here and some people can say some things that aren't completely accurate. They could be absolutely accurate as well, but we're about to hear it from the horse's mouth right here, right now. So let's rock and roll. Oh, and the sound is trash. Just so you guys know. So I'm going to turn it all the way up. So don't even ask for it because it's already turned all the way up. Okay. This is as loud as it gets, ladies and germs. Let's go.
I don't really have a huge update. I can read to you if you were looking for something. There's a lot of cameras here. If you're looking for something visual, I can give you the statement that I've been reading this morning. I can give you that statement, and then I also have the two hotline numbers that have been established. And actually, there's a correction on one of the hotline numbers because I put it up on social media. So if you got it off social media, there's a correction to one of those hotline numbers. I'll let you guys see coming back over here.
What's your name again?
First name is Ted, T-E-D. Last name is Czech, spelled like the Czech Republic, C-Z-E-C-H. I'm the Public Information Officer for the County of York, specifically Emergency Management and 911. But I've been in contact with those who are in command. So I'm gonna read you the statement that I've been reading since this occurred this morning. I'm not going to be able to take any questions at this time, so it'll just be the statement, and then I'll give you some information about the hotline that's been set up. So the statement is, this morning, police responded to UPMC Hospital in West Manchester Township for an active threat. The threat has now been neutralized, and an investigation is underway. So that's the statement. The hotline that's been set up for anyone who is concerned.
Wait a second. That's it? Okay, hopefully he says more because what? Yeah, I know the volume's low. This is as loud as it gets, guys. Okay? This is as loud as it gets. Let's go.
That any of their loved ones, whether they be patients, employees, or visitors, if they're concerned that they may have been here at the time of the active threat, there's two numbers. They both go to the same line. One is 717-849-5338. And the second number is 717-849-5334. That second number is a correction. It's incorrect online. But the second number is now, I've corrected that number. So those two numbers, 717-849-5338 and 717-849-5334, those have been established by the hospital for anyone who's concerned that any of their loved ones, whether they be patients, employees, or visitors, were here at the time of the active threat. So that's it. Thank you.
That's it? Bruh. No. Come on. He said he's not answering any questions, and it looks like he's about to. Let's see what happens here. But that's all they got. They said there was an active monster, and he's neutralized. Thank you so much. That's it. That's it, guys. No more information other than that. This is trash.
Yeah, I don't know at this point. I'm in contact with those who are in command, so they know I'm available.
I'm guessing since the results are involved, that state police are taking.
I'm going to try to get that. I don't know.
I'm not. Just curious.
That was Ted Scheck with York County speaking.
Yeah, as far as the time frame for you, I don't really have no idea.
I figured I'd come down here. Appreciate you guys being here. I figured I'd come down and give you.
All right, thanks.
Thank you for being here. The person was neutralized. Was the person neutralized by law enforcement?
I didn't say person. I said the threat.
The threat.
Hold on. You just heard that too, right? He just said, because the reporter just asked, I know it's very low, but let me just do this. Let me just repeat what he said, or what the reporter said, and how he responded. She said, hey, did you say that the person has been neutralized, that he was, but did the police neutralize the person? Was it done by police? And he said, I didn't say person. I said threat. So what the hell does that mean? Like I said, the information that's being said on the internet may not be 110%. But then at the same time, I'm wondering, why would he correct her with that? Hold on. Let's just roll that back. Let's just roll that back a second. Hold on, because just hear it again. That's interesting, right?
Thank you for being here. The person was neutralized. Was the person neutralized by law enforcement?
I didn't say person. I said the threat.
The threat.
Was an active threat, and the threat has now been neutralized.
Yeah, me confused too. Okay? Me confused too. Yeah, Melissa K. I'm like, so what happened here? Was this done by aliens? What actually happened here? What happened here? What happened here? Why won't he give us more information? Me confused. Me super confused, like Rachel. Me super confused. What does that? I'm repeating it for you, Miss Lady. Okay, Miss Lady, I'm repeating it for you. All right. So somehow I'm repeating that again. I'm sorry. I know you guys are like, well, you have to repeat it. I think that's a bigger piece. That's a bigger piece of information. I don't know why I'm Italian suddenly. Okay. But that's a big piece of information, y'all, in my personal opinion. Hold on. Because he walks up to her and says that. He's like, wait a second, ma'am. I didn't say person. I said thread. The thread.
I figured I'd come down here.
Let me pull this up. It was just acting the fool for a second. Let's go.
Appreciate you guys being here. And I figured I'd come down and give you
All right, thanks. Thank you for being here. The person was neutralized. Was the person neutralized by law enforcement?
I didn't say person. I said the threat.
The threat.
Was an active threat, and the threat has now been neutralized.
Was an active threat, and now that threat has been neutralized. So he didn't say anything about there being just one person. He said the threat has been neutralized, and that's it. So make that make sense. And you might have to turn your speakers or your headphones all the way up to hear what's going on. But like I said, it's very low. This is very crappy sound. Okay. Yeah. See what I'm saying? This is the problem. We're hearing a lot of different pieces of information and from all different types of sources, and that's the problem. Okay. But the huge deal that the fact that he's alluding to this being more than just one active assailant, that it could be more than just one. Okay. Which is very interesting. Let's continue. Okay. Threat is a robot. No kidding. It was a drone, for crying out loud. Okay. But I am kind of curious as to what is going on here. And again, it's like he's like, no, I didn't say person. I said threat. He didn't give any more information. He just said, I said the threat has been neutralized. Why would he say that? Right? Why would he go out of his way to correct her? Clearly, he would correct her because something else is going on. Right? I don't know if this is the presser. I really don't know. He just came running up. You can see right here. Look at him. He's running up out of nowhere like this.
We will try and get for you.
I'm going to mute it right now because he's not saying anything because he's just walking up, right? And then he's like, I understand you guys want some information. I'm just here to give you guys some information, all right? And that's it. He's like, I can read you guys a statement. I'm here to give you guys some updates, and that's it. That is it, okay?
You were looking for something that he's reading. A lot of cameras here. If you're looking for something visual, I can give you the statement that I've been reading this morning. I can give you that statement, and then I also have
Sam hell's going on.
Numbers that have been established, and actually there's a correction on one of the hotline numbers because I put it up on
Skip ahead.
There is a correction to one of those hotline numbers.
What's your name again?
First name is Ted, TECH.
From Ted Check.
Specifically emergency management and 911. But I've been in contact with those who are in command. So I'm gonna read you the statement that I've been reading since this occurred this morning. I'm not going to be able to take any questions at this time, so it'll just be the statement, and then I'll give you some information about the hotline that's been set up. So the statement is: this morning, police responded to UPMC Hospital in West Manchester Township for an active threat. The threat has now been neutralized, and an investigation is underway.
Okay. So you hear that, right? He's basically saying, hey, this is so crazy. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get as much information as I can get. Like I said, information has been flying out the gate with all kinds of different narratives out here. Okay, different stories. Okay, one saying that this active monster incident reported at this hospital. Officials and multiple sources confirmed the ongoing situation at the hospital located on Innovation Drive and Roosevelt Avenue. Reports indicate multiple victims, though specific details on the number of casualties or injuries remain unclear at this time. Emergency vehicles, including police, fire, and ambulance units, are actively responding, with some accounts suggesting an officer may be among that were injured. The scene remains to be under investigation, and authorities are working to secure the area. Further updates are expected as the situation develops. Now, this was reported like an hour ago, all right, from one X account, all right? Like I said, there's a lot of information out here that's just flying out the gate, and we just don't know everything yet, which is frustrating because they're saying, still, places are saying threat has been neutralized. They don't say person. Now, we just read from one place saying, oh, this guy's name is John David Ramsey. Well, we don't know if that person really is the only person, right? When they say threat, and he says, I didn't say person, I said threat. That's a massive difference. Why would he say that? Why would he hold that information back? You see what I'm saying? They neutralized the threat, but why wouldn't he say, yeah, it was only one person, don't worry about it, it was one person, he gone. Done. Donezo. Gone. You know what I mean? He should have, he could have said that. He could have let it be and said, yes, he was neutralized by police, or the person was neutralized by police. That's it. But he didn't. He turned around and he made it very clear that he said, I did not say person. I said threat. Now, again, I know that could be me overanalyzing something. That could be it. But I'm sorry, when I hear something like that, that seems weird, right? That seems a little bit weird, right? But let me let it play so you guys can hear it one more again. I'm getting some more information. I'm trying to get as much information as I can because obviously this is all live. This is all breaking news as we speak. I'm trying to see if there's any other updates or any other articles as well. Just hear what he says again.
So that's the statement. The hotline that's been set up for anyone who is concerned that any of their loved ones, whether they be patients, employees, or visitors, if they're concerned that they may have been here at the time of the active threat, there's two numbers. They both go to the same line. One is 717-849-5338. And the second number is 717-849-5334. That second number is a correction. It's incorrect online. But the second number is now, I've corrected that number. So those two numbers, 717-849-5338 and 717-849-5334, those have been established by the hospital for anyone who's concerned that any of their loved ones, whether they be patients, employees, or visitors, were here at the time of the active threat. So that's it. Thank you.
You know, I'm gonna let it play again so you guys can hear that one more again.
I don't know at this point. I'm in contact with those who are in command, so they know I'm available.
I'm guessing since it was officer involved, the state police should be taking
try to fix that. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not quoting you. Just curious.
That was Ted Scheck with York County speaking.
Yeah,
As far as the time frame for you,
I don't
no idea.
I figured I'd come down here. Appreciate you guys being here. I figured I'd come down and give you.
All right, thanks.
Thank you for being here. The person was neutralized. Was the person neutralized by law enforcement?
I didn't say person. I said the threat.
The threat.
Was an active threat. The threat has now been moved.
And he made it very clear. I know the sound is trash, okay? But he made it. Yeah, it is. He does kind of look. He kind of gives me Ted Danson vibes too. But it very much feels like they're not giving much information because something's going on. Something bad happened, and of course, it was multiple people. Again, we hear because again we've been hearing different accounts, different stories, and all that. And there is an article that I just found, and I want to share that real quick. And it tells us a different situation. All right. And but by the way, before we continue, okay, do me a solid, hit that like button down below, crush it, do what it do, hit that like button down below. Let's get it past. I would love to see it go past 1K. Okay. All right. Your boy's working hard out here in these streets. Let's just get it to 1K. A like don't cost a thing. It helps the show, helps this platform grow and all that. Okay. Of course, do not forget to hit that subscribe button. Subscribe. We cover a lot of things on this channel, a gang load of stuff. Everything from true crime all the way through to pop culture and all the craziness in the political world as well. So make sure you're subscribed. All right. Make sure that notification bell is set to all so that you know whenever I go live, whenever I upload, because it is a lot of times breaking news and a lot of times very, very random. Okay. I go on at very late times at night and very early in the morning, just depending on what is popping off in the news. So make sure you are subscribed. Okay. Hit that notification bell on there. And of course, go over to my secondary channel, The Pascal Show Clips. Please and thank you. All right. Support if you can. All right. But let's take a look at this article right here. Multiple injuries reported in this tragedy in Pennsylvania hospital. Very interesting. Multiple people were injured in this tragedy at a hospital in York County, Pennsylvania on Saturday, according to law enforcement sources briefed on the matter. Still, I'm going to say this too. Still, we have to take this reporting with a grain of salt. Again, this is from law enforcement sources. It's not coming straight from a chief or anything like that. But I do want to make it very clear that this story and this information could change. All right. It could change. So this is coming from law enforcement sources, briefed and only briefed on the matter. Officials believe at least 2 law enforcement officers and a nurse have sustained GSWs at UPMC Memorial. We heard other reports saying that it was a security guard, a patient, and a nurse that actually got hit. Now we're hearing 2 law enforcement officers were hit, and a nurse was hit. It is unclear how many people were injured in this tragedy. Again, they're saying multiple people have been hit, and they say those multiple include 2 law enforcement officers and a nurse. Let's move on. By the way, they say UPMC said no patients have been injured. I repeat, no patients have been injured. Remember, there was a report saying that there was a nurse, or not a nurse, a patient that was actually hit. That's not true, according to UPMC. We have received confirmed reports of an assailant at UPMC Memorial, and shots were fired. This is what they said in the statement. Continuing, the assailant has been apprehended, and no patients have been injured. The hospital is now secure. This is a fluid situation. Law enforcement, is on the premises and is managing the situation. So this assailant has been neutralized. But we see here, hold on. Hear me out. Take a look at this. They say that the assailant, of course, there was one at this hospital. Shots were fired. Then the next line they say is the assailant has been apprehended. Apprehended does not mean that this man lost his life. So are they using the word neutralized? And they say assailant, or they say gunman. They don't say gunmen. They don't say assailants. They say one person. And he's been, or this particular person has been apprehended. Okay. But then they still say that this assailant has been neutralized. And from what I understand, we've covered a mass tragedy aplenty on this platform. Anytime they say that an assailant has been neutralized, they really mean that assailant is gone. They erased that person from the planet, meaning that person was deleted. Okay, AKA. Right? So when they say apprehended and neutralized within the same article, that's where people get confused. I mean, aside from them sitting there saying, excuse me, no, we did not say person. We said the threat was neutralized. Why would they put out that kind of information and all this confusing, conflicting information? Because for a fact, for those of us who watched or have covered or watched this show and have seen many of these mass tragedies unfold in 4K live on this show, whenever they say a monster that is the reason for this mass tragedy has been neutralized, it means that person's gone. That person's dead. So again, this is weird. You hear assailant has been apprehended, and then they say down here, according to ABC Harrisburg affiliate, WHTM reported earlier that this monster was neutralized. So what is it? So which one is it? No, I use the word monster because that's the only word I can use aside from saying the S word, the shooter. I can't say that word online. They don't like that word on these platforms. Okay? Just so y'all know. It's just a code word. All right? But it does make you wonder what's going on here. Apprehended, and then they say that the monster has been neutralized. But let's continue on. That's just weird. Two conflicting things in one. And I guess they're sitting there saying that because he's apprehended, that means he's been neutralized. You know what I mean? So he's been neutralized because he can't do anything. He can't do anything bad. And yes, apprehended means he's been taken into custody. Absolutely. But when they say neutralized, usually, I think that's the reason why people are putting out that this monster, it has been unalived by police, is because the monster, I mean, he is neutralized if he, technically, I guess you can call him neutralized if he's been apprehended because he's not running around and, doing the pew-pews, right? He's been neutralized. So he can't do anything of that sort, right? But still, out here in these streets, when we hear neutralized, we hear he's been deleted. He's been unalived. So that doesn't make any sense. But let's continue on. Law enforcement agencies continue responding to the area. And they, of course, say this is a developing story. And like I said, too, they're saying that this is information that they're getting from sources, but they're not getting it from the horse's mouth. They're not getting it from police that are literally on site at the scene of the crime. So that is a very big problem in my personal opinion.
We will continue to monitor
Hold
the
on.
situation here.
I'm rolling this back.
Statement.
It's better sound from the guy, which is appreciated. I mean, but let's take a look at this. This is the same place where that Ted Check came on and was like, no, I didn't say anything about a person. He's just being neutralized. Big difference, right? Or that there, it's a threat, not a person, a threat, right? And that threat has been neutralized. A lot of people are wondering what the hell does that mean now? I mean, I am. Does that mean they took the man out or no? Oh, come on.
Andrew Klein back here with CBS.
Here we go.
21 News. We have received a statement, some breaking news right now from the WellSpan communications team. That statement says shortly after 11 a.m., WellSpan York Hospital clinical teams were notified of an active shooter situation with injuries at a nearby hospital. At approximately 12 p.m., the first patient arrived from this incident for treatment at the hospital. Emergency department teams have since evaluated 4 individuals for treatment. We were unable to share details about specific patients due to HIPAA privacy limitations. For additional details related to the incident, we would refer you to the responding agencies on the scene. So that is the latest we have heard about the situation. It was an active investigation. The threat has been neutralized, is what we were told a little while ago. Still continuing to learn more details as we can. Of course, we'll share them with you on CBS 21 News. Right now, just monitoring the situation, trying to see as much as we can learn, but have not heard anything aside from that last statement in the last couple of hours, last couple of minutes.
Okay. Hold on. Let me see if it. Yeah, the feed ends.
So the country.
Ow, that's loud as hell. So not a whole lot, which is weird. And yeah, he's got a microphone on. You can't even hear that man. Like, yeah. Illuminated. Yeah, he must be new. Real talk. That reporter must be new. You know, we all got to start sometime, right? We all have our first story, right? We're all not perfect at first, but I'm like, can you speak up a little bit? You know what I mean? Use your diaphragm. Say it with your chest. But it is what it is. I got another article here I want to share with y'all. Okay, because again, I am very curious as to what the hell's going on here. But let's take a look at this. And again, you know, this is very interesting. Very, very interesting. Hold on, guys. Yeah, like I said, there's so many different pieces of information that's being thrown out here. And we're going to talk about it all here in just a minute. Let me just share this article here. All right. Yeah, thank you, Tyler. Yeah, the audio is not me. That was not on me, y'all. That was on them. And that might have been his first story. You know what I mean? That might have been his first, like, on the field story that he was reporting and just didn't think about turning up the volume, right? But let's take a look at this article here. Now, it's saying here, threat has been neutralized after this situation in Memorial at the UPMC Memorial Hospital. So, multiple law enforcement officers and a nurse were hit after a monster, an assailant, opened fire at UPMC Memorial Hospital in York County on Saturday. The conditions of those injured are not clear at this time. So there's been, like I said, a lot of people saying, "Oh, it's a custodian, it's a security guard, it's a patient, it's there's been so many different people saying different things that have not been backed by any other media outlet so far. So, and of course, let me pull this up. blow this up a little bit bigger for you guys. All right. So the conditions of those injured are not clear at this time. Ted Check, which we just heard, he said the threat has been neutralized, and the Associated Press, citing hospital officials, said the monster, was unalived. This is where it says here too. Ain't that weird? The monster was unalived after shots were fired at the medical facility. Monster unalived, meaning we just read a second ago, right here, the monster has been apprehended. The assailant, guys. It's my way of calling the assailant is another word for assailant for me, okay? For those who are like, monster, why are you calling it a monster? It's just how, it's my thing, all right? I call it a monster. You go out here and you want to hurt people for no reason, take people's lives like this, do mass casualties like this, you a monster. I just can't say the S word, unfortunately, on these platforms, just so y'all know. All right? So the monster, according to WTRF, they're saying that the assailant, the monster, has been unalived, after he pulled out his weapon or their weapon and tried to take people out, Now, UPMC released a statement on social media saying the hospital is quote unquote now secure and that law enforcement is managing the situation, and we already read this quote here. All right. So moving on, Governor Josh Shapiro says he has been briefed on this tragedy and is responding to the scene. He says the Pennsylvania State Police and the Pennsylvania Emergency Management Agency are on the ground and responding with local and federal partners. The UPMC Memorial, which we already know about this, but this is a private hospital. So they, with all private patient rooms, 5-story facility, provides medical care, cardiology, and vascular services, chronic disease management, surgical services, and treatment of patients in need of long-term acute care per UPMC. They're headquartered in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and has more than 40 hospitals, 800 doctors across Pennsylvania, New York, and Maryland, according to UPMC. Residents should avoid the area, around UPMC Memorial. So that's what I mean. Some reports are saying that the assailant is neutralized, like they took him out. And then there's other places that say that he's been apprehended. So it doesn't make any earthly sense, y'all. And I think a lot of us are still trying to figure it all out and trying to get more clarity on what the hell's going on here, because it just doesn't make any sense. We're still wanting to know what the hell is going on. All right. Give me 1 second. Looking at a few things. Wait. 1 second, guys.
They just come to work to do their job. You gotta get shot by some fucking lunatic. What is that, surgery center? Okay, I wonder if that's where it happened. Cam's friend said it was in her unit.
I mean, there is somebody who's live streaming out there, but at the same time, I don't have permission to play that. So let me see what's up with this. Nope. Yeah. So this is very weird. Very unfortunate as well. Because like I said, I think that there are so many different mixtures, right? There's so many mixes of information, or there's so many pieces of information. I feel like if you threw it in the air and let them all fall on the ground, they probably would have the right breakdown of what's really going on here, right? But at the same time, this is just very weird. The information, like I said, the information that's out here, the lack of information that they're giving people is a huge problem. That's a huge issue, I think. Let me see. I'm just seeing if there's anything more. Oh. Oops. Try that again. Just seeing if there's any more updates, guys. What's frustrating is, like I said, there's not a whole lot of information. There's not a whole lot of information, which is really, really frustrating. All we have is what we just listened to and what we saw and what I've reported. And that's what's so frustrating about this. Yeah, I agree. Conflicting reports. Wow, really, we just want the truth. Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense, and I'm sure there's going to be more information here shortly, or in the next few hours. But it is weird that this is it. You know what I mean? This is crappy. Let's see this.
The entire driveway pretty much of the hospital. Not much you could see where we're standing right now, but there are a few minutes ago we were told
Why is he so quiet?
There's somebody who will speak to the media in a little while, but the situation is currently still active, so they did not have any other information for us at the current moment. What we have confirmed, police responded to a threat at UMPC Memorial Hospital this morning. The threat has been neutralized, and again, it is now a police investigation. York County coroner confirmed at 12:15 that their office had not yet been called, but they also said to keep an eye out on their social media. CBS 21 did receive a joint statement from Senator Dawn Kiefer and State Representative Seth Grove. They said, "We are deeply saddened by the tragic shooting at UMPC this morning. Our hearts go out to the victims, their families, and all those affected, by this senseless act of violence. We are immensely grateful to our local law enforcement departments, Pennsylvania State Police, UMPC officers, Pennsylvania's game wardens, York County Sheriff's EMS, and all other emergency responders for their swift actions in securing the scene, treating the wounded, and ensuring the safety of our community. Their dedication and bravery in moments of crisis are truly commendable." As we continue to monitor this heartbreaking situation, we join our community in praying for UPMC, patients and staff, those who were injured, and for the loved ones coping with an unthinkable act. We stand ready to support those impacted in any way we can. May God bless you all. So that's the statement.
One thing I'm curious about is it because it's a private hospital that maybe there's a reason why? You know what I mean? Instantly, I keep thinking that he kind of like, but I keep wondering, as far as the response from the hospital itself, it seems very much like they're keeping it very quiet. That's why we're hearing so much of nothing right now, right? So part of me keeps wondering, is there a possibility that they're withholding all this information because they are a private hospital? Like they can withhold that kind of information? Yeah, maybe I create TV. Maybe that's it too. Notify the families, maybe. But The fact that there's so much information that's just flying out the gate and they haven't really said a full breakdown of what's really going on, there's a part of me that wonders what's up with that, right? Why withhold that kind of information? If it's more than just one person, why? Or if it's just one person, why would Ted Check, the guy who gave us that report, why would he turn around and correct the reporter and go, no, 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 ma'am. I didn't say person. I said threat. That seems a bit weird, right? That seems a bit weird. Why withhold that information? If it's just a person, just say, yeah, the person was neutralized. That's all we need to know. Yes, this leaves room for a lot of, because that's the problem. It leaves room for a lot of speculation, right? A lot of speculation and conspiracy theory, because instantly everyone's going, oh, damn, it's a, united thing. It's a, it's a full on Terry attack. Okay. Can't say the full word of a terrorist attack. You see what I'm saying? That's why I say Terry. All right, guys. Just like I call a pew-pewer a monster, just so you guys know. All right. But still, it does make you wonder, why wouldn't they just give the public that information? So clearly there must have been more than just one person, because why would he play with the media like that? That just doesn't make any sense, guys. Why? I didn't say person, I said threat, guys. The threat has been neutralized. That doesn't help the situation. That stirs the pot and makes things even worse. It's weird. But Mimi, thank you so much for the super stickers. I really do appreciate the support. It really means a lot. Thank you so very much. Okay, but that's weird. But let's continue on.
We received a little while ago on the shooting that has happened today so far. Not other than that, did not hear too much. So when I first got here, saw a string of cops all the way up the driveway that was about on the other side of the hospital in the front, and there were multiple people, different state police, different York police as well, that I was able to see shutting down multiple roads. Not completely shutting down, but certainly restricting them with police in all sorts of areas over here at this time. So as I mentioned before, it is currently an active situation still. We were told that a little while ago by a spokesperson who came down, spoke to the media very quickly, but other than that, have not heard much other information. They are going to meet with the media when appropriate, but there was no time frame on that because it's still an active investigation, an active situation right now. So we cannot get much closer. We can't even get anywhere really closer to get you a better look.
Unfortunate. Got another video I'm going to share. We're going to take a look at this one too. See what the hell's going on, if anything. This could just be a whole bunch of B-roll. A lot of police presence, though.
I haven't shot.
So, of course, there's no sound or there's no voiceover on this or anything, but, just talking about the report. So I'm going to roll this again. Now, just so you guys know, obviously they say the rumor that is being said out here on the internet streets is that this particular assailant was reacting to the passing of a loved one. I don't know any more details other than that. Some people are saying that this was the assailant's wife that passed away. Then they got in their feelings and then pulled out their weapon and just started blasting. That's one thing that's being said right now in the internet streets. We just talked about it in the very beginning of this show. Now, again, there's been a lot of stories about there being multiple police officers being hit to multiple people getting hit from people from staffers being hit, like nurses, custodians, security guards in the area. Even a patient was even said that a patient was hit by this assailant's spray of bullets. Okay, but none of that has been fully confirmed yet. They say multiple people have been hit, but they have not gotten into any detail of how many people have been hit and who they were. If they were just civilians, patients, if they were actually staffers, if they were indeed police officers. But they are saying indeed that police officers have been hit. Okay, that's what they're saying so far, right? They say police officers have been hit, but then they say the assailant has been apprehended. Then they say he's been neutralized. I'm thinking that this assailant has been taken off this planet, to be completely honest. All right. Then they also say that there were people taken against their will as well. That's where some reports are being, that's what our reports are being said elsewhere as well. So again, a lot of this is still kind of up in the air. Let's see. Yeah, and they're saying no patients. They're even saying no patients were injured during this whole situation. But yeah, I'm looking in to see if there's anything else that has been said. But so far, nothing as of yet. But guys, I am going to be keeping an eye on this, like I have been, or we are right now. If there's any more developments on this, if they end up doing a press conference, which I'm wondering if they are going to do a press conference, we will hopefully be able to get a chance to take a look at that as well. But again, just like Rachel, I'm a bit confused here too. Okay, there's a lot that is going on that we're still trying to get a full understanding of. Okay. And we have yet to hear more information yet. Oh, let's take a look at this. Same article that I just put up, but now they have a new update. Let's take a look at this. So now they're saying, okay, again, the assailant is gone. He has passed on. But now they're saying that this was self-inflicted. Multiple law enforcement officers and a nurse were hit after individual opened fire at this hospital this morning. Remember, multiple law enforcement officers and a nurse were hit. Multiple. Moving on. The conditions of those injuries are not clear at this time. ABC News says officers from the West York Police Department responded and that the monster is gone from doing it to himself. There it is. So he turned the weapon on himself and he did what he did. The identity of this monster is still not known at this time. Okay. And of course, again, in a statement, like we've heard before, UPMC is saying no patients were injured in this whole situation. And now this hospital is secure. But again, we got to take this with a grain of salt. Because this active monster is neutralized. They're still wanting to know what the hell's going on. Let's see if there's anything. Anything more in here. Blah, blah, blah. See, it's the same stuff. Just saying that this is a private patient hospital with all private patient rooms, 5 stories. Like, it's almost like they're trying to sell the hospital to people. Like, ooh, check this hospital out. It's so amazing. Ignore the mass tragedy that just happened inside the hospital. Come over and become a patient, right? But nonetheless, they're saying, ooh, let's see. They're saying a press conference is expected later today. Okay. So right now, this is what we know. Multiple law enforcement officers were hit. A nurse was also hit. Still trying to understand if there were any people held against their will. Okay, if they're hostages. We're still waiting for that because there are reports of nurses being held against their will. Let me show you what I means, if I can find it again. Where the heck is it? Just looking for it again. If I can find it, that'll be great. I mean, some reports were saying like 6 nurses were being held. Yep, 5. And again, I think I showed it to you guys earlier, but again, like we have to take it with a grain of salt, right? Says blah blah blah. You know what we know about the situation. He took 5 nurses against their will in ICU on the 2nd floor, and a number of nurses and doctors were hit. But like I said, it's like I said, you got to take that with like less than a grain of salt. You know what I mean? Because of all the information that's just flying out the gate. So again, let's just wait until the press conference. If there is a press conference here and I'm still around and available to watch it, we will watch it together to see what the hell is really going on. Okay, guys? But that is the show. My thoughts and prayers go out to all the victims and everybody that's in that hospital. They're all victims right now because they all were, I'm sure, terrified out their wits about this situation. Okay? I'm hoping that everything is going to be all right. And hopefully this threat is fully neutralized and fully done. But we need to learn more ways to express our feelings than grabbing a weapon and start blasting out here in these streets, guys. But anyway, I appreciate you guys for being here. It really means a lot. All right. Do me a favor before you head out. Hit that like button down below. Crush that reaction button if you're watching on these other platforms. Please and thank you. Do not forget to hit that follow button if you are watching on those other platforms. Subscribe here on my main channel on YouTube. Go to my secondary channel, The Pascal Show Clips. Please and thank you. All right. Make sure you hit that notification bell as well. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, please and thank you on both of them because we got a bunch of stuff coming today. All right, so be on the lookout for that. All right, hit that join button down below. Become a member. Check out my Patreon. Check out my locals. And, of course, do not forget to check out PascalMerch.com, okay? Check it out. We got some really great stuff over there. I'm sure you're going to find something you're just going to love over there. Anyway, guys, it is time to get going. Try to find some positivity in today. This is still, I know, a very sad situation, but just try to find something good. Look to your kids. Look to your loved ones. Find something that makes you smile today. All right? We'll be back with more information and more conversations later on today. All right? So we'll talk soon. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.